Am I having deja vu? How is it possible that Miss USA and Miss Teen USA both resigned? When people ask me, how did we get here? I have no good answer, aside from the fact that Layla did say that she wanted to make history. She's doing it. Thank you for joining for this episode. I hoped that I would never have to film. If you enjoy content like this, please consider subscribing and supporting the channel by hitting that super thanks button or by joining memberships for exclusive content. Well, let's get started by reading Uma's statement of her resignation that she shared on Instagram. She opened this up with a quote, "There are no beautiful surfaces without a terrible depth." Then she went on to share, "After months of grappling with this decision, I have made the choice to resign from the title of Miss Teen USA 2023. I am grateful for all the support from my family, my state directors, my sister queens, and the fans who have cheered me on since I won my state title. I will always look back on my time as Miss New Jersey Teen USA fondly, and the experience of representing my state as a first-generation Mexican Indian American at the national level was fulfilling in itself. After careful consideration, I've decided to resign as I find that my personal values no longer fully align with the direction of the organization. However, I will continue my relentless advocacy for education and acceptance with my multilingual children's book, The White Jaguar, and with the organizations that I have had the privilege to work with long before I started competing, namely the Lotus Petal Foundation and the Bridge of Books Foundation. Ultimately, working with these incredible nonprofits and seeing the firsthand impact that the White Jaguar has had on kids and adults I've read it to is what has forged my legacy. This work has always been my true purpose. I look forward to the rest of the year as I finish 11th grade as part of the National Honor Society and start the college application process, knowing that my academic career has been defined by my hard work and my hard work alone. I'm also looking forward to pursuing a new writing project, which will become available to subscribers of That's Fan Behavior. Most importantly, thank you to those who support me for who I am and have always been, not for who I've momentarily become. It has been a privilege." And then she left in the comments, "Thank you to everyone who has supported me these past 2 years. It has truly been an honor to represent you all. While this was certainly not how I saw my reign coming to a close, I am excited to continue my advocacy for education and acceptance, start applying to colleges, and some exciting new projects on That's Fan Behavior with those of you who plan to stick around. At the end of the day, I am so lucky to have had the privilege of this experience, but if this is just a chapter, I know that the story of my life will truly be incredible." And yes, it will, Miss Uma Sophia. Yes, it will. Few things I love about this. First of all, she had a lot of wonderful things to say and share about her advocacies, and I think that's lovely. I love also that she shared about her book, The White Jaguar, and included where people can purchase it in the caption. I thought that was a great idea. I am really looking forward to seeing where she goes in the future. I really do believe that she does have a very, very bright future ahead of her, regardless of her experience as Miss Teen USA. A couple things I think are worthy of mentioning is that she said she'll always look back on her time as Miss New Jersey Teen USA fondly. She didn't mention Miss Teen USA. I feel like the most powerful part of this statement was, "After careful consideration, I've decided to resign as I find that my personal values no longer fully align with the direction of the organization." Notice how she didn't say the organization itself, but the direction of the organization. And I feel like that is a very important distinction in this statement. And I love that she said this. Unfortunately, the Miss USA organization's response to Uma Sophia's resignation, in my opinion and in many other people's opinion, is pretty lackluster. It's near identical to what they stated about Noelia. It says, "Uma Sophia, we are wishing you all the best. Thank you for your service as Miss Teen USA. We respect and support Uma Sophia's decision to step down from her duties. The well-being of our title holders is a top priority. We are currently reviewing plans for the transition of responsibilities to a successor, and we will soon announce the crowning of the new Miss Teen USA." I personally feel like something that they're missing here is a public statement from the Miss USA organization and the Miss Universe organization addressing the true reason behind these title holders' resignation. And I also feel like a public apology would be appropriate in this case. I talked about this a little bit in my previous episode, but I would personally advise that no member of the class of Miss Teen USA or Miss USA 2023 succeed this title at this time. There's a few reasons for this. First, you won't be paid for your time as a title holder because MUO is not contractually obligated to do so. You won't be able to compete at Miss Universe. You've already missed many major events like New York Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week, the Super Bowl, the Derby, Smile Train trips, promotional trips to other countries for Miss Universe 2024. Now, I have read a couple of comments talking about the fact that it can be beneficial for anyone to put the title of Miss Teen USA or Miss USA on your resume. And of course, that may be true under normal circumstances, but this is not a normal circumstance. Unfortunately, because of how all of this is unfolding, your intentions will not matter in the court of public opinion. What I'm seeing right now is a division, a line being drawn by so many on social media and also in private. Here's one example that someone sent to me. If we take a look at the Instagram page of Supermodels Unlimited, which was a big pageant sponsor this year that Noelia and Uma Sophia worked with, we already see that Supermodels Unlimited has chosen to unfollow Noelia and Uma Sophia, which I personally feel like while everything is happening right now, it's a really unnecessary measure. The dust has not settled on all of this, and unfortunately a lot of people are choosing sides before even hearing the whole story. And I do feel like both sides of the story should be heard at some point. Now, we don't know when that is going to happen. So unfortunately, I feel like if anybody takes over these titles, that your name will now be tied to the Layla Rose era. Things are up in the air right now. We don't know exactly what is going to happen with this organization moving forward. Another example you can see here. This is a statement that was released by the Miss USA 2023 class. They said the majority of the members of the Miss USA class of 2023 support Noelia Voigt's decision to resign from the title of Miss USA. Prioritizing one's mental health is of the utmost importance and we stand behind her. We are asking the Miss USA organization to release Noelia from the confidentiality NDA clause of her contract in perpetuity so that she is free to speak on her experiences and time as Miss USA. We request a response within 24 hours. Our goal is to give Noelia her voice back. We are asking for full transparency for contestants in the class of 2024 and beyond. As you notice, the first sentence says that the majority of the members of the Miss USA class of 2023 supports Noelia. Now, there are multiple ways to think about this. I do know, after talking to some contestants, that some of the class of 2023, they've been completely uninvolved in conversations. So if they've been uninvolved, that doesn't necessarily mean that they don't support Noelia or that they don't believe her, but they're choosing to remain uninvolved in this entire situation. And they're welcome to do that because some of these members, they've already crowned their successors. So maybe they just want to steer clear of all of this, and that's fine. So I don't really think that it's fair to assume that this statement means that some contestants don't support Noelia or don't believe her, which that also could be the case, but I just wouldn't encourage anybody to jump to any conclusions in terms of this statement. But as you can see, we're already seeing people grouping themselves together and sort of choosing a side on this issue. By accepting the role and responsibility of Miss Teen USA or Miss USA, it can send a message potentially that self-promotion is more important than standing up to silencing title holders and egregious NDAs. No amount of good intentions will be able to shield you from public criticism. I'm personally no one to judge any title holder who would choose to take over this position, but I hope it's very clear on this channel that I do care strongly about the well-being of all contestants and title holders, and I want you to have a full understanding of what you will be getting yourself into potentially. Unfortunately, we have seen time and time again the negative effects of unfavorable press on celebrities, and my concern is that no matter how equipped you think that you are, you'll never fully understand what it feels like to receive that onslaught of public criticism. And there is no way for you to comprehend how you will react in that situation when it's directly affecting you. I do not condone any online bullying, but I do have a fear that if somebody takes over these titles, that they're going to receive a lot of hate online, unfortunately. Now, something else that I want to mention is when I saw these announcements, I was wondering if they would archive Uma Sophia and Noelia's posts on Instagram. Well, the first thing that we saw is that they were removed from the Instagram bios. But then somebody did bring it to my attention. If you head over to Miss USA or Miss Teen USA, you will already see that Uma Sophia and Noelia have been removed from the website. I personally think that is terrible considering the circumstances. I feel like it's very unnecessary. I feel like there is an effort to actively erase them from the legacy of the prestigious Miss USA and Miss Teen USA titles. It hurts my heart to see that. Regardless of how they exited these titles, we can't deny the fact that they did earn them, and I just see no reason to erase them or try to erase them from Miss USA and Miss Teen USA history. Now, although we've been talking about some heavy topics and not so great news, there are some upsides. I do see a little silver lining peeking through. This evening, Smile Train is hosting their annual gala in New York City, and guess who is in attendance? Uma Sophia, Noelia, and Paula Shugart. This is so beautiful, especially because Noelia's resignation message talked about how much she really enjoyed her work with Smile Train, so I love to see that. I also saw that Elle Smith, former Miss USA, is in attendance as well. But just take a look at this image. I feel like there is a sense of relief in their faces. Frankly, this is so iconic. I love that they are making a public appearance so soon. And I also really love that although they are not currently Miss Teen USA and Miss USA, that they still have the opportunity to advocate for causes that they care about and that they love. That is beautiful that they are not losing this opportunity. I love that. Also, quick announcement, the New York Post featured me in their article and quoted some of the things that I shared in my recent episodes. I'm so excited that I was able to contribute to that. And if you want to check it out, I have linked that article below in the description. Thank you so much for clicking on this episode. I hope to see you very soon at the next one. And of course, don't forget to check out the other recent ones that I've created to ensure that you're all caught up on this topic. I appreciate you so much, and I hope to see you very soon.